At an altitude of over 4,000 meters, there lies a new city built upon the ruins, a home for the Tibetan people, Yushu. 15 years ago, a devastating earthquake mercilessly destroyed this city. Driving to Yushu is quite a challenging task. The route from Xining to Yushu is known as the Extremes Highway. Extremely high and extremely frigid. I set off from Xining before dawn, facing an 800-kilometer journey with navigation suggesting a 10-hour drive. However, I ended up driving from 7 o'clock in the early morning until 8 o'clock in the evening. This road crosses the extremely unstable permafrost region of the Tibetan Plateau, with much of it consisting of undulating icy surfaces. The road conditions can only be described as terrible, yet it serves as a vital lifeline connecting to Yushu. Many areas along the way are covered in ice and snow. The harsh natural conditions isolate this land from the outside world, creating a paradise where life thrives. The most difficult aspect is driving at altitudes above 4,000 meters for extended periods. I struggled with oxygen deprivation while gazing at the endless rolling roads, which was a real challenge for both my body and my mind. Well, perhaps because of its remoteness, many people perceive Yushu as a mysterious place. Surrounded by the majestic mountains of the Tibetan Plateau, Yushu boasts stunning natural beauty. The clear blue skies, rolling hills, and serene lakes create a picturesque backdrop for daily life. As I traveled through Mado County, I passed by collapsed bridges, resembling rows of dominoes. It remnants of the Mado earthquake in 2021. These structures seem to be scars left by the numerous disasters that have cast a shadow over this plateau. As the road undulates across the distant snow-covered mountains, I feel a heaviness in my heart, yet I'm filled with anticipation. I can't wait to step onto the sacred land rich in Tibetan history and culture. On the second day after arriving in Yushu, I planned to start exploring the city after the meal. Most of the groceries in Yushu are transported from Xining, which is 800 kilometers away.
好多肉这里边。
During winter, when heavy snow blocks the roads, transporting supplies becomes even more challenging. However, the local prices are relatively comparable to those in the plains, which is already a pleasant surprise for me.
这30可值。
By the way, there was a little incident in between. I parked my car in the hotel's underground parking lot, and it ended up getting hit by a local. I had to communicate with the local police for quite a while to resolve the issue. Fortunately, it didn't affect my upcoming plans. Yushu is located in the heart of the Tibetan Plateau, embodying resilience and cultural richness. Evident in its vibrant festivals, traditional music, and colorful clothing, the locals celebrate their customs with pride, maintaining a deep connection to their spiritual beliefs and practices. The ancient traditions are preserved and passed down through generations. It is the first autonomous prefecture for ethnic minorities in Qinghai province and the second in all of China, with an average altitude of over 4,200 meters. A century ago, Yushu was still shrouded in the shadows of serfdom, with virtually no infrastructure. At that time, the average life expectancy was only 39 years. And most people struggled to find enough food and warmth, living in a state of resignation. After the liberation of China, this situation changed dramatically. Today, nearly 93% of Yushu's population is Tibetan, making it the region with the highest concentration of Tibetans in the province. Here, there is a deep-rooted faith and a belief in the interconnectedness of this life and the next. Tibetans consider mountains to be embodiments of the divine, while the stones that form these mountains are seen as parts of the gods. Carving scriptures onto stones is believed to bring merit. Yushu is home to the largest pile of mani stones in the world, consisting of 2.5 billion stones, which together create a magnificent stone scripture wall nearly 300 meters long, 80 meters wide, and 3 meters high. People continuously walk around it in a ritualistic manner, making it a local site for worship and prayer. As they pass by, devotees often add stones to express their respect and wishes, seeking blessings and good fortune. On April 14, 2010, Yushu was struck by a devastating earthquake that claimed thousands of lives and left the city in ruins. When I walked on the street, I could still see the remains of the earthquake 15 years ago. The collapsed houses were preserved as a memorial to the disaster, which shocked me. that day, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake caused nearly 3,000 deaths or disappearances. As the plateau swallowed homes and the cold wind howled, thousands of people were instantly buried under the rubble, and towns and villages were reduced to dust. Amidst the debris, cries for help echoed in the chaos. Today, the earthquake site serves as a testament to the city's past devastation. To the east of Gyegu town in Yushu lies a monastery built against the mountains. With its halls and monks' quarters scattered across the landscape, the architecture is grand, rich in cultural relics, and has produced many esteemed monks, making Gyegu Monastery well known throughout the Tibetan region. Gyegu Monastery is quite large. From the mountainside to the peak, it is the largest temple in Yushu. The magnificent red buildings overlook the city. Apart from the prominently visible golden-roofed main hall, the other structures are traditional rectangular Tibetan houses. Monks in red robes stand out brightly under the highland sun. On December 1st, 1937, according to the Tibetan calendar, the 9th Panchen Lama, Thutten Choki Nima, passed away here. The first prominent living Buddha of the monastery, Jnana Living Buddha, created over 100 unique dances, turning Yushu into a land of song and dance, earning him the title of the father of Yushu song and dance among the locals. However, this ancient monastery, with a history spanning 1,000 years, also suffered catastrophic damage in the earthquake. The main hall completely collapsed, and not a single monk's residence or Buddhist academy was spared. Fortunately, the monks of Gyegu Monastery miraculously survived the ruins and rushed down to the debris to dig for survivors. Today, 15 years later, the rebuilt Gyegu Monastery still stands proudly on the Tibetan Plateau, guarding a civilization and protecting the spiritual sanctity of the people of Yushu. Today, Yushu is not just a city recovering from disaster. It is a vibrant community looking toward the future. In conclusion, Yushu stands as a testament to resilience, where the past and future intertwine beautifully. The unique Tibetan culture, breathtaking landscapes, and the unwavering spirit of its people create a place that is not only a destination, but also a source of inspiration for all who visit. As I walk through the streets of Yushu today, the people who experienced the earthquake disaster seem to bear no traces of sorrow on their faces. Over a decade later, a modern highland city has risen from the ruins. Vehicles come and go on the roads, and the sound of children reading fills the schoolyards. Rows of new homes have been built, while locals wearing traditional Tibetan robes gather daily at the Mani stone pile. With devout steps, they slowly circumambulate the stones, turning their prayer wheels. Atop the majestic mountains, the monks of Gyegu Monastery still sit on the steps, reciting scriptures in a steady tone, echoing the song that resonates in their hearts. As long as the mountains and rivers remain, our lives will be filled with hope,